you may be thinking, okay, so we're in the light hierarchy. Everybody seems to be a nice, wonderful soul. We're studying, we're learning from this wonderful source that is made of light, that propagates oneness, free will, and all of these purple rainbows and unicorns. It feels like a very nice and very beautiful picture that I'm painting, right? So what about demons, right? Aren't demons supposed to be darkness, and isn't darkness supposed to be in its own pocket of reality? So how come we're experiencing what we're experiencing? And that is how we're getting to probably some of the very fascinating conversations that we could be having. Part of the reason why we got attracted to our teacher, our source, our localized source, is because we wanted to learn light. Yes, we were light, but we also wanted to become and learn to be the caliber of light and house within our own bodies so much light that we could approximate source consciousness to some degree, because the only way you can go back into source consciousness is by matching source in terms of its vibrations. Otherwise, source is going to be repelling you, right? So with light, one of the ways you go back into oneness is by ascending, constantly ascending, so that eventually your vibrations match source, and if everybody's vibrations always match source, we can all kumbaya together into oneness. Unfortunately, not so fast, right? Because now we have this whole spectrum of light within the hierarchy of light, and most of us are actually certain shades of gray. You may have heard me mention that in a past episode. Because we right now, as souls, do not represent the amount of light, and we don't hold the amount of light that source consciousness does. We hold a particle of it. So in other words, there is opportunity for us, ample opportunity actually, for us to upgrade and ascend. It's so low. And so we go through these experiences, accumulating our pearls of light, ascending, 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 and so low. And then, of course, there are dark hierarchies that are also accumulating their things, right? And also moving up their own hierarchies and gaining power in their hierarchies. And that is how we get into the concept of demons. Now, of course, oh my God, I don't even know where to start with demons sometimes, because there's so much misconception. By the way, that whole concept has been so twisted by the church and by all the modes of control and all the modes of brainwashing and just dogmatic thinking, that I almost don't know if I want to first dispel the myths or just tell you how things are. So the reason demons are hard is because there's not just one kind of energy. They're not as simple to explain. Why don't I tell you about 3 main categories of demons? Because again, I don't think anybody in the Catholic Church or, whomever really bothered too much to understand the origins of demons above and beyond the fact that they just exist and they can be used for control purposes. First things first, both angels and demons are real. So I just wanted to put it out there because I think some people still think that it's a myth and, they don't exist. No, these entities are real. Now, they're not created equal. In fact, there's just so much variety in the, let's call it the demon kingdom, although I really dislike that terminology. And they're so diverse that I actually don't even appreciate that they all have the same word to identify what they are. Oh, by the way, why don't we do this? Since we're talking about demons, you guys, why don't you put a protective pyramid of white light around your bodies? If you're driving right now, probably not the best time to do this, so maybe just make sure that you're not driving and you're not endangering your livelihood. That's the last thing that I want to do. Because some of these energies we're going to be discussing are like little baby tricksters, and I love them, but they could be tricky. So why don't we all put in a pyramid of white light around our bodies, and just make sure the entire part of your body is covered. And my intention is that this pyramid is going to protect you from any entity seeking to inadvertently make contact with you, if that entity is not made of light. So with this protection, I'm essentially sealing all the entry points to your body so that you can just intellectualize this content and we're going to use it to understand our reality better. But this is not an invitation for any of these entities to come into contact with us. I just wanted to put it out there. So thank you for doing that for me. Okay, no need to protect ourselves from the angels. They can come and go, right? I hope that's okay. I'm giving angels full permission.